Have you ever noticed how some people seem untouchable, completely unshaken by the chaos of the world, by betrayal, disappointment, or criticism? Have you ever wondered why certain words, certain actions, certain moments seem to pierce straight through you, leaving a wound that never truly heals? Perhaps you have wished to stop caring, to step back from the relentless pressure of being affected by everything, to finally reclaim the space within your mind that feels like it's constantly under siege. You may think that ignoring, pretending, or numbing yourself is the path to freedom, but the truth is, as long as you try to avoid what hurts, it will continue to control you. Avoidance is not liberation. Silence is not strength. Indifference, true indifference, is the power you've been searching for. Carl Jung, one of the greatest minds in psychology, said that we are not what happens to us, but what we choose to become. And this is where the key lies. Indifference is not about becoming cold, uncaring, or detached in a way that blinds you to life. It is about understanding, integrating, and reclaiming the authority of your own mind. When someone's actions frustrate you, when betrayal cuts deep, when rejection burns, it is not these events that hurt you. It is the echo they find within you. It is the attachment, the unresolved pain, the old wounds that have never been faced. What hurts you is not what happens. It is what you carry inside, and until you confront it, until you bring it into the light, you will remain a hostage to the world. Think about it. Why do some people navigate life seemingly untouched by loss or insult, while others crumble at the slightest provocation? The difference is not circumstance, it is where they place their power. Those who are unshakable have understood that their emotional sovereignty is theirs alone. They no longer hand over their peace to the opinions, actions, or judgments of others. They have learned that nothing external has the power to dismantle them unless they give it permission. And this is the essence of indifference, the conscious decision to reclaim your center, to refuse to resonate with what does not serve your inner world. Imagine a river, tumultuous and roaring, full of obstacles and debris. If you cling to the edges, if you resist, the current will drag you under. But if you let go, if you float, not resisting, you move with the flow, untouched by the turbulence around you. Indifference works the same way. It is not apathy, it is not weakness, it is not avoidance. It is the art of letting life happen without surrendering your mind, without allowing the chaos outside to infiltrate the calm within. It is the ultimate form of self-mastery, the shield that protects you, the power that liberates you from unnecessary suffering. Many of us mistake indifference for coldness, for cruelty, or for detachment. We imagine that to be indifferent is to stop feeling, to stop caring, to become a hollow shell. But true indifference is active, conscious, and alive. It is the choice to remain unshaken in the presence of chaos. It is the choice to observe without reacting, to witness without being controlled, to hold space for your own inner world while life unfolds around you. It is the freedom to feel, to act, to exist without giving anyone else the keys to your emotions. Look at your life now. How often have you given your energy, your attention, your emotional power to events and people that do not deserve it? How often have you allowed anger, jealousy, resentment, or disappointment to take hold because you believed it was their right to dictate your experience? Every time you react unconsciously, you surrender a piece of your freedom. Every time you cling to expectation, you reinforce your chains. And yet, freedom is always available. The path is always there. Indifference is not found in walls, masks, or avoidance. It is found in understanding, in integration, in conscious detachment. Ask yourself this: what is the cost of attachment? What does it truly demand of you? It demands constant vigilance, endless effort, and the exhausting burden of caring too much about too many things. It forces you to react to every slight, to respond to every opinion, to chase every perceived injustice. It robs you of your clarity, your peace, and your power. Indifference, by contrast, is liberation. It is the realization that nothing outside of you can harm you unless you permit it. It is the ability to walk through life, fully present, fully engaged, yet completely untouchable. Carl Jung referred to the unconscious as a vast, dark territory, a hidden system of desires, fears, and unprocessed experiences that continue to dictate your emotions and reactions. Indifference is the conscious confrontation with this territory. It is the awareness that what disturbs you is rarely the world itself, but the unresolved patterns inside you. The words that sting, the betrayals that wound, the disappointments that linger. All of these are mirrors, reflections of what you have not yet integrated. Indifference begins the moment you stop giving these reflections the power to control you. It is the moment you see clearly, without fear, without judgment, without reaction. This is not a path for the faint of heart. Indifference requires courage. It requires the courage to face your inner darkness, to confront the patterns that have kept you reactive, to acknowledge the pain you have long tried to avoid. It requires the courage to step back, to release control, to recognize that the world will always act according to its own rules, and that you are not responsible for bending it to your will. True indifference is not passivity. It is power through presence, through clarity, through conscious awareness. And there is another truth that is hard to accept. People, circumstances, and the world will never treat you as you wish. They will never align with your expectations. You can no longer rely on others to validate your worth, to protect your peace, or to ensure your safety. Freedom comes when you stop expecting the world to act differently, when you stop clinging to outcomes, when you stop investing your emotional energy where it is not returned. This is indifference at its deepest level. It is not coldness, but self-possession. It is not withdrawal, but mastery. It is the power to care, selectively, wisely, and with clarity. Consider every insult, every slight, every disappointment you have ever faced. Now imagine experiencing them without attachment, without giving them a space inside your mind, without reacting unconsciously. Imagine walking through life and feeling fully alive, fully aware, and yet untouchable. This is the freedom that comes from indifference. This is the final form of power. You may still feel pain, anger, or sadness, but these emotions no longer control you. You are no longer a puppet of circumstance, no longer a hostage of the opinions and actions of others. You still experience life, but life no longer dictates your inner state. You have become whole. You have integrated your shadows. You have faced the chaos within and emerged unshaken. And this is the ultimate lesson of indifference. It is not a lack of emotion. It is the presence of clarity. It is not the absence of suffering. It is the mastery over suffering. The world may try to knock you down, but it no longer finds where to strike. You may still be hurt, but you are no longer broken. You may still experience loss, betrayal, or rejection, but these events no longer have dominion over your mind. Indifference is not emptiness. It is fullness. Fullness of awareness, fullness of presence, fullness of consciousness. It is the culmination of self-mastery, the integration of shadow and light, the ability to navigate life with unshakable inner authority. This is the power that Carl Jung pointed to, the power to choose who you become, regardless of what happens to you. So I ask you now, will you continue reacting, giving away your power to every external event, or will you step into the strength of conscious indifference? Will you allow the world to dictate your emotions, or will you cultivate the mind that remains calm, centered, and untouchable? The choice is yours. Indifference is the final form of power, but it is only accessible to those who have the courage to look within, to face themselves fully, and to reclaim the sovereignty of their own mind. And remember, cultivating true indifference does not happen overnight. It is a practice, a daily choice, a quiet rebellion against the automatic reactions that have ruled your mind for years. Each time you observe your thoughts without judgment, each time you pause before reacting, each time you refuse to hand over your emotional energy, you are reclaiming yourself. You are building a fortress, not of walls, but of clarity. You are learning to navigate life with precision, to feel fully without being controlled, to engage with the world without surrendering your inner authority. This is not a denial of life, but a mastery of it. You begin to see the world as it is, not as your fears or desires have colored it. You discover that most of the things people chase, approval, attention, validation, hold no real power over you. And in this mastery, In this deliberate, conscious indifference lies a freedom so profound, so transformative, that nothing outside of you can ever shake it again. This is the power you were always meant to wield, and it starts with a single, unwavering choice: to remain untouchable in the center of your own mind.